I want to start off by giving you an example of the quality writing in this season's Mandalorian. Please bear with me.
Yes, 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 yes.
Well, this is the level of writing you can expect from a Disney Star Wars TV show these days. And after the total disaster that was episode 6, Baby Yoda walking around smacking a yes and no button for 5 minutes straight is going to feel like a masterpiece. But is it worth your time? Well, let's put on our hazmat suits and dive right in, shall we? After Bo-Katan returns to Navarro to reunite the rival Mandalorian factions, she assembles her fleet for a return to Mandalore. The other reason why we're here is to put Baby Yoda into IG-11 and make him look like Krang from Ninja Turtles.
Krang, stop this tantrum and just tell me what's wrong!
So Shredder and Krang here go into town for some comic relief, where Grogu steals fruit and Mando is forced to pay for snacks. This is the kind of compelling television writing no one was looking for but got anyways. Watch him hand credits over to pay for food that Grogu stole. Wow, what depth. And that's going to be the key word here. Depth. Because simultaneously this show has none, yet the writers keep digging themselves into a deeper hole.
All right, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
And away they go, leaving the plot hole planet Navarro for Mandalore, where they will search for and set up a perimeter around the Great Forge, the location of which Bo-Katan and everyone else seems to have conveniently forgotten. We audience members are required to ignore the clearly established fact that Mando has maps of Mandalore back when he was looking for the living waters in episode 2. And you mean to tell me after all those years of living on Mandalore, Bo-Katan forgot the location of the Forge? Great! Now the chick who's leading everyone to rebuild their society has plot favorable Alzheimer's. Fantastic script, everyone. While on Mandalore, they discover some left-behind Mandalorian loyal to Bo-Katan. Also, we get to discover that Mando is a giant simp for her. In a scene where Bo-Katan admits she lacks the confidence in her abilities to restore Mandalore to its former greatness, she feels that the only thing that separates her from everyone else is only the dark saber. Mando informs her that he never cared about the dark saber. What he cares about is honor, loyalty, and character, all traits she possesses, before pledging his complete servitude to her. God, this all feels so familiar.
You are my queen. Daenerys is our queen. She is our queen. She'll be a good queen. You are my queen. I don't know what else I can say.
Well, shit. They all set sail on a sailboat that looks like a sailboat because creativity left this show long ago. Along the way, the sailboat runs into a Deus Ex Monstera where they are forced to abandon ship. And of course, it's at the exact location of the forge they were looking for. While at the forge, they are ambushed by stormtroopers in Beskar enhanced armor. In an attempt to get the upper hand, the Mandalorians are trapped and captured by Mof Gideon himself. Oh no. Now, this would have been a shocking moment if it wasn't for the excessively long prologue at the beginning of the show, with nefarious buff girl G68 contacting Mof Gideon. She informs him that the pirate attack on Navarro was thwarted by Bo-Katan and Mando. Gideon, in turn, leads a First Order council in a plan to crush the Mandalorian once and for all. And that's one of the major problems with the writing this season. There's no build of suspense or shock. The writers are making sure that the audience has every detail known to them before unleashing these moments that arouse the emotion of a jellyfish. This scene should have been in episode 1, so we, the audience, know the dangers that lurk over our heroes' heads as they bop around the galaxy. It would be a nice piece of dramatic irony that every turn Mando, Bo, and Baby Yoda made might be a dangerous one. But oh well, let's just shoehorn this shit in now and make the plot feel rushed. Also, by the time we get to the ambush, I found myself just nodding along to the revelation. It would have been better if we just stick with the Mandalorian's point of view and be just as shocked as they were seeing stormtroopers flying at them. But instead, we feel that the Mandalorians are kind of stupid to have not seen this telegraphed plot incoming. And then we feel stupid for making it this far into season 3. I guess the joke is really on everybody. Anyways, Din is captured by Gideon and taken away, not only marking that he's firmly in the backseat of his own show now, but is also the damsel in distress in need of Bo-Katan's rescue once again.
You are my queen.
Episode 7 is a dead cat bounce of an episode where some bits and pieces of entertainment can be found, mainly Giancarlo Esposito's return performance as Mof Gideon. He is, by far, one of the few actors that you can buy whatever it is he wants to sell you. There is a subtle wickedness to his character where it's never explained just how devious his plans truly are, but they are felt. But what is also felt is the rush job back to the main story in this episode to wrap things up in a nice bow with episode 8. Too bad that bow is tied around a wet dog turd. We could have spent more time fleshing out new characters and forging new bonds between Mandalorian factions. But no, we had to side quest here and side quest all over there. We even tried to side quest around Lizzo's wide ass, but we got winded in the process. And I have to say, the action sequences in this episode, not a fan. They seemed a bit static and boring. The rules of Beskar armor seem to be non-existent just so a fight can take place. Stormtroopers and Mandalorian outfitted in Beskar seem to drop like flies when taking regular blaster fire just out of sheer convenience, making all the rules that we learned about Beskar armor totally pointless.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
The stakes are never elevated until the Mandalorians are trapped. But even then, you know Bo-Katan has the Darksaber, even though she has another Alzheimer's attack until Mando is captured, setting up the plot for the next episode. It will be a callback to the first time she rescued him on Mandalore, cutting down the mining droid with the Darksaber and saving him from being the main focal point of his own show. It's a dumb thing to write, but even dumber to expect your audience to lose its intelligence for the sake of plot progressions. The plot holes are so massive you can drive a cargo truck filled with nitroglycerin through them at high speeds. If Moff Gideon's secret base is on Mandalore, why didn't he take a shot at Mando when he landed there by himself to bathe in the living waters? Do they not have radar?
The radar, sir. It appears to be jammed.
Why did he wait for Bo-Katan to rescue Din on Mandalore to take out her castle? Why didn't Gideon take her out while she was sitting alone ho-humming on her throne, waiting there for the right simp to come in, give up their leadership position, and entire show to her? It's all for the sake of lazy storytelling, with writers either not being careful in their craft or too rushed to even be bothered writing a second draft. Instead, they chose to bank on special effects and action sequences to see their way out of the plot holes they dug themselves in, while also combing for any small scrap of lore to keep some fans relatively happy. So in the end, this cat has bounced and is falling back down. Sure, there might be some plot developments now, but that's due to the fact that time is ticking for this butthole of a season to end. The Mandalorian is too far away from the original story we were promised, and it can't be saved. The ultimate question for this episode is it worth any of your time?
No.
I'm out of here.